I have so much to be thankful for. The list just keeps rolling on and on. I just can't stop.
No one does Running Man. No one does Running Man like you do.
Yeah.
That's true. I can do the entire movie. I want to reach into your stomach and grab your spine. All right, sorry. I can't do. I realized I couldn't do the quote in the middle because I swear in it.
Right.
I even do the Richard Dawson parts.
Oh, good. I was just going to ask that.
Yes, as long as it includes kissing every woman nearby. That's I go deep reads Richard Dawson in my impersonations. I wasn't being an offensive pig. I was doing my Richard Dawson impersonation. I just pretended you were a Family Feud contestant. Hi. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, Hal. You quoted Jenna Ellis, Trump's lawyer on the Club Q shooting. She said the people killed in the nightclub that night, there is no evidence that they were Christians, assuming they've not accepted the truth, affirm Christ is the Lord of their life. They are now reaping the consequences of their eternal damnation. And you just said, who would Jesus slaughter? These fake Christians.
They've lost
my God.
They've lost the script entirely on Christianity. Like they've given up. And with a certain group of people, the buzzwords of just calling yourself a Christian or dropping Jesus's name like some networker at a Hollywood party, like, yeah, Jesus. I don't know if you know that Jesus. I went to Jesus camp. Anyways, so the deal should go through, right? I mean, I've never shot anything, acted anything, written anything, or done anything, but Jesus, right? I said the right name, right? That there's so much of that kind of gangster mentality around it that they don't even have to have a faux substantive argument, which is interesting because it did chase off in the last couple of weeks. Once Trump announced, a bunch of evangelical leaders have all stepped back. I even saw one of the hardest right-wing guys going, maybe we should return back to a message of spirituality. I'm like, you think? What are you doing? But again, Jenna Ellis... Think the brain trust that Jenna Ellis was a part of. Lynn Wood, Sidney Powell, like she was that crowd. She was that row of lawyers and supporters. Yeah, like that was the bot. And Lynn Wood, that's all he does.
No, wait.
On
Jenna Ellis
Telegram
was the one that Rudy Giuliani COVID farted on. Correct.
Yes, that is true.
Yeah,
that is correct. So again, this might be a trauma-induced disability. She might just be saying, I mean, I would imagine that's how a human being's brain would react to being farted on by Rudy Giuliani. Maybe she just, there's nothing left. You know what I mean? He melon balled her brains out with the world's most toxic gas.
Yeah, the fact, we were quoting the other thing she said, but if this isn't the most offensive part, she said, even more tragic than the untimely death is the 5 people who were killed in the nightclub that night. There's no evidence that they were Christian.
What?
Yeah, I mean, those people and their families. Right. Like, that's not the tragedy that they were slaughtered while they were out.
No.
It was that they,
Well, I mean, again, and we're the ones apparently having a war on Christmas, as opposed to the people who are trying to, empty the meaning of Christmas like it's a pumpkin. It's amazing to me how, freely they just automatically disregard any of the tenets of Christianity, brazenly so. It's not even close. It'd be one thing if they're like, well, remember that bless your heart kind of soft language you'd expect around. So, well, if he hadn't been in a place of sin, maybe something, and they at least had the decency to whisper it and try to appear like they were about to offer me some pie right afterwards.
Chris, could you take your organ out for us?
Right away,
Thanks so
Ms.
much.
Miller.
Yes, she said instead of just
duck, everyone duck.
Only the first few rows. She said instead of just the tragedy of what happened. Oh
my God! It makes that noise too. Sorry.
Would you mind putting your Wookiee mask away while I am reading a quote?
No, I would not. Absolutely, I have no problem. I'm fine. I didn't realize this was like the Warnock-Walker debate where there's supposed to be no props.
Gallagher has taken over now. He's been possessed.
Right, exactly. Go ahead. Anyway, you were reading?
I'm sorry,
please continue.
I'm the Sister Mary Oliphant, my own show. Class. Shut up! Okay. She said, Jenna Ellis said, instead of the tragedy of what happened to the body, we need to be talking about what happened to the soul and the fact they're now in eternal separation from our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Also, I guess judge not lest ye be judged, that we're just going to throw that completely out the window. And perhaps the people that were there, wouldn't it be hilarious? Remember that guy who shot, he thought he was shooting up I forget at this point what his bigotry was, but he literally shot up a Presbyterian church instead because he thought it was a mosque or a temple. It was a while back.
Right.
What do you think if Jen Ellis would feel if somebody said, well, actually, there were a couple of Christian ministers there that were amongst the crowd and they were trying to be nice about it, but they were trying to convert people and shy people away from sin. They just happened to be in and amongst the humans. But it's amazing that she just automatically is assuming the worst, because she said that right away. That's not after we found out the victims and we found out who was who. She didn't care. She's not going to care.
Yeah, I've said that before, that that evangelicals think they support the Jews because of Jerusalem. It's don't tell them the ending. Don't tell them the ending of the rapture.
Yeah, right.
The rapture doesn't end well unless you convert to their religion. Okay. Can I just say, I thought of you because the best and the biggest big bag of rats fight is that MyPillow is going to run against Ronna
McDaniel.
Oh, yeah. Oh, gorgeous. Please.
Chairman of the RNC.
Oh, beautiful. Let me tell you right away. So he announces this on his show. He's also he tacitly floated the idea of running for Speaker of the House and was shot down immediately by people who were just like, well, you just don't have the votes, Mike. You're too controversial, but we love you. They just blew him off like, don't call us, we'll call you. But the RNC thing was he announced this on his show on Frank's speech or whatever. And he said, I'm 93% sure he's going to announce today if he's 100% sure. But he said, if you have a feeling about it either way, email me your thoughts at MikeLindellRNC@frankspeech.com. He made up, he already made up an email address. Oh my God, it was so gorgeous.
Your other MyPillow tweet, I don't think I've seen that many laughing emoticons in one tweet.
Oh,
but
dear.
You said MyPillow is selling T-shirts with his goofy melt down the machines BS on them. The promo code is freedom. I'm gonna fall apart. Has anyone told this head that they are mostly made of plastic? Never mind.
Yes. Plastic prison bars. He says it all the time like he's on to something. It just drives me crazy. And again, there is a certain Glenn Ross cruelty to everything that he does, in that he is always closing.
Yeah.
Everything is teeing up a pillow ad or some panda semen additive in his pillows or whatever. I don't know.
Is that what's in
it is?
That's the magic ingredient.
Yeah, it's
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Smells like bamboo.
They're assembled in the United States. They're made in China, but obviously. But he is always. There's always a follow up to promo code this. The whole thing. I mean, it almost feels at this point like this is a character he's doing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like Emo Phillips or Bobcat Goldthwait. Like, it's not really what they talk like, but it's kind of what they talk like.
Hasn't this whole news cycle seemed like an SNL sketch? We were saying the anti-gay, shooter's father who's done gay porn, just for a second, and then also the, what do you call it? Who
looks like methy Josh Brolin?
Yes, right.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, and does he not look and sound exactly like Carl from Sling Blade? Am I incorrect?
Daddy Joe got to tell you, at least he's not gay. I don't care if he likes French fried potatoes with mustard, as long as he don't got no sugar in his tank. And then you have Kanye, who is actually at this point doing the Dave Chappelle character, the blind white supremacist, with white supremacist campaign manager Nick Fuentes. Yes, Nick Mom's Basement Fuentes, who Trump has met several times, had a 2-hour dinner with, and ends the thing going, I don't know him. Here's the other thing. There was a third person. There was Kanye, Nick Fuentes, and somebody else who was with them who was equally awful. We'll find out later it was David Duke or somebody. But they didn't,
somebody else he doesn't know.
Yeah, right. But they didn't. They specifically haven't named who that person was. And as bad as Nick Fuentes is, and Kanye West is as bad as what he's been saying about the Jews lately. Imagine how awful that third person has to be. It's like, this is my friend, Mr. Hilter. Hello, I'm alive.
Filter.
He's got a white single dot mustache under his thing and going, "I like some butter," and throwing his hand up. You know,
I feel a sitcom in the future here, right? It's he's a black guy. His best friend's a white supremacist.
Who's the king of hip hop. He's a tiny little white supremacist who's Hispanic. He's an old bloated orange circus peanut, and he's the mystery guest of the week. Hello, don't say my name. The four horsemen of the
a black guy
playing golf this afternoon.
He's a black guy running for president. His campaign manager is a white supremacist, but they're both united over their hatred of Jews.
Here's the funny part about the Kanye thing. So Kanye posts this video about his, the debriefing. Like, the ego is just amazing, right?
Don't you feel like the wacky neighbor would be the Carl from Sling Blade Father, who's the anti-gay neighbor who's done gay porn? There you go.
I'll come over there and caddy for you in a banana hammock, but I ain't doing the gay stuff. I'll wear whatever you want me to, but I'm on.
Look, it's Dick. What's his name?
Dick Delaware.
Dick Delaware is his porn name. Look.